Hey guys, Frustrated Scott here, and today I want to talk about the Houndmaster some more. After reading the huge bug fix patch that we had yesterday, I assumed the experience of playing Houndmaster would feel a lot better. Of all of the bugs that they said they fixed, I encountered basically every single one except the vault bug, where if you use the power too close to a vault, it will ignore your path and simply vault no matter what you try. Other than that, I encountered basically every single bug that they claimed to have fixed there. And I just want to rant a bit how that's just incredibly frustrating. They've done this a bunch. They'll say they fixed something, and then they just didn't. They just didn't fix the bug. Like recently, they even said that they finally fixed the whole Wraith Serpent Suit add-on, where when you click or when you kick a generator or a pallet or something like that, you uncloak, and now you finally get your speed boost again because you were supposed to have done that, and it's been broken for years. But it's just still broken. They did nothing is actually fixed. And it's just really frustrating to see them say that they've done something and then just nothing is actually better. So I really enjoy playing this killer, like unironically. I actually think her power is really fun to use. Getting frame one flick redirects feels like mechanically really, really fun. And I just find the whole experience to be generally a good time. But she is so ruined by the bugs. I really only get frustrated in this game for one specific thing, and that's when I lose for something related to a bug or something like that. If I lose because something breaks or doesn't work, I actually do get frustrated because there's just nothing I can do about that. Even if I lose to like a map offering or something, I'll just say, okay, well, they used an area offering. Obviously, it's going to go easier for them, so I understand the handicap that I have now. I get that. But when there's a bug, they could be playing totally fair. It just happens, and there's nothing I can do to stop that from happening. And this is currently the buggiest killer in the game by a wide margin. I wouldn't say she's the buggiest killer in the game's entire history, but she is currently in the current version of the game the buggiest killer. And it's just really frustrating to see that they said they fixed her when they really didn't. And aside from that, there's still a bunch of glaring issues with the killer that they have not really addressed. And I wanted to go over one of my main problems, and probably, I think, the biggest issue with the killer in general is the logic of the survivor being dragged by the dog. I figured out how it works now. Basically, what happens is when the survivor is grabbed by the dog, there's an ongoing event that's sort of like a pendulum. So on this side of the pendulum, the dog has most control of the survivor. On this side of the pendulum, the survivor has more control than the dog. And the event is just constantly going. So if you hit your power when it's right here, and you happen to just simply get that timing, the survivor has almost full control of the dog. If you get lucky and you hit it on, this side of the pendulum or whatever side I'm talking about. The point is the game is constantly updating which side drags more, but that's not determined when the power is actually hit. So I think one of the main issues with this killer is you will hit a super good dog hit and the survivor will get further away than if you didn't hit them. They will actually gain distance to a pallet as if the dog is actually like speeding them towards it. And that is the main problem. The dragging is so RNG based that half the time you use your power, nothing happens because you lost a coin flip. And so all I want them to do, very simple change, just make it so the dog retains the initial dragging. And then after, a second or two, then the survivor has some pull and there's some give and take. But it seems like half the time the survivor starts with the control over the dog, meaning the power just doesn't do anything because it'll just go to a pallet and stun the dog and nothing happens. And then sometimes I'll hit the power and I have full control and I yank them far away from the pallet. And I'm like, oh, good dog. You actually did the thing I wanted you to do. So I think we need to remove this pendulum gameplay where it's based on just where the event currently is dictating that it's going to go, and always have the dog retain control for the first, second or two of the drag, and then the survivor can start fighting back. That is, I think, the most frustrating part. Not even the bugs, the pathfinding issues, the dog simply not responding to commands whatsoever, which happens almost every single game, by the way. Those are all frustrating, but the most frustrating part is even when the killer perfectly functions, the way it's designed is still stupid because the survivor just retains control, and that needs to be changed. Dog needs to get control over the first hit. There's still a bunch of other issues. The whole haste working while you were in the search path. Again, they're claiming that was a bug. I could have sworn that was an intentional thing. Why would it turn off in a chase? That's like something you have to manually, intentionally do. You know what I mean? So I think that's another example of a classic behavior. Oh, this wasn't an intended feature. This was a bug, right? Yeah, you guys knew that, of course. Like, I don't think this is a bug. I think this is an intended buff, and I'm okay with that. That's fine. I'm just finding that aspect of it to be not super useful. very rarely. I'd say like 1 out of 15 power uses, there is a clever use of using search mode to get a very short speed boost because it does affect your lunge as well. So, like an unsafe pallet that you can't shoot the dog around, sometimes it actually does end up being a benefit, and that's great. That's cool. I just don't think it was a bug. I think that was an intentional design choice that they decided to just update. So, overall, the killer is still extremely buggy, and even when she does work, she's still frustrating on top of that. So I would love to see a lot more done here. I understand fixing her is very, very difficult, and I've been told by consultants that they're really struggling to fix her because AI is, to be fair, a very complicated power to fix. I've made fun of behavior a lot before for not being able to do simple things. Flashbang audio has been bugged for literally 7 months now. Just make the fucking audio work. It's not that hard. Just. But AI, I can give them some leeway because that shit is complicated. Proper pathfinding in games can be very, very complicated. So I completely understand them taking a while to fix this one. I just hope they eventually do. I hope it's not forgotten like Twins or whatever, and they just like, fuck it, no one plays anymore, who cares? I really enjoy the killer, and I do want them to, I want to see them actually fix it and make her not a frustrating, buggy mess, because she is bugged 100% of games. There is never a game you play in which you don't encounter multiple bugs. So yeah, very frustrating. Hope they keep at it because I do love her, but yeah, it's draining my soul maining her right now. I'll say that.